On this episode of Geek Dad Life, we're going to talk about that TMNT Party Wagon from Super7 finally being revealed. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Geek Dad Life. It's your host, Jay Glatfelter here. And yes, it was teased just a few days ago, and then it was dropped today. We are getting this TMNT Party Wagon from Super7, and it's coming at possibly the worst time for toy collectors. In recent memory, we have like 17 different HasLab projects and different Kickstarters. And for some reason, while we are very excited that Super7 is doing this, they have decided to drop this thing right in the thick of it. I think it ends right around the same time as a lot of the HasLabs end. And it has a big price tag, bigger than any of the HasLabs, coming in about $500 once you've paid for shipping and all that kind of stuff. So in terms of, I don't know how I'm going to afford this thing after already backing a few of the HasLabs, but that's where we are. So, thankful and excited that we have this thing. But I don't know how the heck we're going to pay for it. But let's check in with the chat to see how they are doing. Pop Actor is here. Hutch is here. Yeah, the price tag is steep. Like my chest hurts a little bit with that one. Brandon 3G, wallet dead. That is absolutely, I feel that. I feel it so much. Michael Miller, instant purchase. I think it will look amazing next to my Thunder Tank. 100% agree. $499.99 on BBTS. Price is crazy, but I pre-ordered one. I'm in the same boat. I have no choice. I have to, I guess. After the pack and the Sky Striker, I just can't do it. It's tough. It's tough. $500 ouch. Yep. Let's see. Pop Actor 499. I make this per hour. Oh, good for you, Pop Actor. Good for you. Hey, Wild and Dole, save for the yeah, right. And actually, I'll be on Yes Have Some tonight, helping out the Yes Have Some crew, since they seemingly had an amazing time at the Ghostbusters Afterlife premiere. I think they have an interview with Jason Reitman coming down the line next week. So definitely check out youtube.com. So Yes Have Some. But I'll be on Toy Anxiety later on tonight, which is nuts. So it should be a lot of fun. Really pumped to be hanging out with that wonderful group of people, but especially Ryan, because Ryan is my favorite. I know I'm supposed to have favorites, but Ryan's my favorite. Lowell is here. Riley Bob, $500. Let's be real. It's no Proton Pack. For a turtle shell, maybe? I don't know. Do we need a turtle shell? It's not like the Proton Pack, I think. Shannon, regret committing to 3 Sky Strikers now. Yeah, that's rough. Jeff Morris, I think we're already canceling the Rancor. Oh, absolutely. Party Wagon over Rancor. Every single time. Right, yes, the crossover. Yeah, exactly. I will be on Toy Anxiety tonight, filling in. I can't remember exactly who's going to be there, but I know Ryan's going to be there. And then Hutch, the real question is, does it have a rubber band seat belt? Well, we'll look at the pictures here in a second and see. Dang, that display looked great though. If I know Shannon, he's like keeping a couple to see if he can maybe make some money back on the other things. Who knows there? But $500 hairs, no thanks. I wonder how many people are kind of backing out on this just because, one, the price, and two, it's coming at a time when we have all of these different HasLab things to back, which is just insane. So we'll see. Mark 44 Prime, sup Jay, it's awesome, pricey but awesome. But most collectors are resourceful and usually figure out a way to include myself. Yeah, right. Toy collecting finds a way, and I totally get that. But it just, it would have been nice if they could have pushed it back. I mean, I think I was talking to Bearded Toy Guy, who may not be here right now in the chat, but I think his last flex payment on the Thunder Tank ends in January. And depending on how people space this thing out, I want this thing to be successful. So that's what I would want for this thing, because it's really amazing. Let's see. Party Wagon over Jabba's Pet any day. Totally agree. I think it's a must buy. It's going to be tough for us toy collectors to try and figure out all the financing on this, because it is the holidays, it is Christmas time, it is gift buying season on top of buying stuff for ourselves. Eventually something has to win out. So I hope everybody that really wants this thing is able to make it work. Pop Actor Motu's already killing me financially. Totally good with that. Caveman Reviews, love how people think they can make one cheap. Somebody sent a link to like a boot version of the Party Wagon. It looks more like the cartoon version, for like 250. It is out there. Exactly. Tax refund time would have been a great. Absolutely, absolutely. But again, there just must be something to the fact that it's the end of the year and maybe they want to get a certain revenue generation before the end close of Q4, which is a big quarter for probably toy retailers. So, and I've heard the theories that maybe they're dropping all these big ticket pre-order items because, maybe they need to kind of show that they've generated enough revenue to close out 21. But there's a supply demand consumer and versus the corporate interests and I hope it all works out because I really want this thing to succeed. That is for sure. Thorbecker, they probably came with that price based on your guess Sunday night. That was my guess. Yeah, I think $500. I think both John and our special guest Chogrin both said around $400. I tried to see if John would jump on with me on this tonight, but he is actually cooking dinner for him and his lovely wife. So he is not able to jump in. Maybe he can text me and say he can jump in at some point while we do this. I don't have too long to talk here, though. And let's see, Mark 44 Prime. I'm sure Sideshow will have it. Exactly. I think the good thing here is it's already in Big Bad Toy Store. It was up there first. And it's also probably be on Sideshow as well. So there's going to be a lot of different avenues and venues to get this thing that allow you to flex the payments. So that is a good news. It's not like Hasbro Pulse where that's it. You can only do it there. And then at the end of that window, that is when it will charge. And that's the only option you got. So 100% true that for those that are frustrated by the price and frustrated that it's dropping right now, at least there will be other vendors that'll have this thing that'll have flex plans. And I'm sure Super7 will have flex plans as well. We'll actually look at the page to see. All right. Without any further ado, let's pull this thing up. Let's look at the details. Let's share the details. I know we've all probably looked at it over and over and over again. I quickly glanced it, but I kind of want to share it with you all in real time. So let's look through this. Let me zoom this a little bit, make the text as possible for the screen share. All right, so it will have Safari style windshield, 3-way opening roof, swing out foot tenderizer side door, real rubber wheels, which I think is pretty cool, and all the turtle tools and accessories necessary to make this a sweet crime fighting ride. Scale, so it'll be 20 inches long, 13.8 inches tall, and 12.5 inches wide. So think like from a ruler perspective, 12 inches wide. And in terms of about the same amount tall and a little bit was that maybe half of that extra long on this party wagon. So it's going to be about thereabouts in terms of the size. So it's going to be pretty big, but it's not as big as the Thunder Tank, which was priced similarly. Just something of note there. But yeah, I think in terms of scale, it's about probably what we would think it would be for a 7-inch scale vehicle. So let's look at some of the pictures. Do they have like flex play pans up here or anything? Plans? No, there's none. Well, let's click on, see if this actually pulls up any more of those types of details. It is a pre-order. Room for 6 ultimate scale figures, as an opening roof, functional opening front doors, the swing out foot tenderizer side door, the safari style clear windshields. So that's cool. It actually has a real windshield in it. Rolling wheels with rear rubber tires, accessible engine compartment, which looks pretty cool. Clear side and rear windows. That's pretty awesome. Removable ooze canister. That sounds like fun. Removable wacko bombs. Removable pizza rims. Removable boom box. Removable radar dish. Winch and tow hook with real steel chain. That's pretty cool. Detailed interior, exterior, engine, and undercarriage sculpting. Accessories. We got some turtle headwear accessories. So a helmet, welding helmet, flight goggles, sunglasses. There's also a 7-piece tool set. A damaged mouse looks like it's being run over, which is really cool. And a sticker sheet, which I'm glad because I'm not a huge fan of some of the stickers. So I'm glad that maybe we'll be able to kind of pick and choose which ones we put on there. They are offering a payment plan, but you can click on the details there. So let's open up those. So the payment plan We'll use Shop Pay for installments, and only credit cards can be used on the payment plan. The initial pre-order payment will be 25% of that 450, and the remaining 3 payments of 25% each will follow every 2 weeks. Payments will be based on the date when you place your initial order, and subsequent payments will be 4 weeks later, i.e., if you order on November 16th, your next payment will be about November 30th, your third November 14th, and the final payment on about December 28th. So that's quick. So all in, if you're doing their payment plan, you're dropping that money in a month's time, just about a month and a half or so. So that is tough. So for me personally, I can't swing this. I can't swing Super7's pre-order. Already have the HasLabs backed, among other just Christmas presents I have to buy for family and friends. So I'm gonna do BBTS, which does come with a premium. I think they're $499.99, but at least I know I won't have to pay it until it actually drops. But that is something of note with that. International customers pre-orders directly from Super7 are open to domestic U.S. customers only. Customers outside of U.S. will be able to order from our international partners. So that's a bit of a bummer. The pre-order window for this opens 16th of, today. That's today's? Yeah, today on preorder.super7.com, and will close December 14th. Oh my gosh. It's like, come on, you have control here. You could have done this a little bit later. Chris, yeah, exactly. Christmas is canceled. This war on Christmas. Oh man, holy moly. Thank you for clarifying this, comics. BBTS down payment was $125. So you're still having to fork over money there. I don't know. I don't think I can sweeten Super7s. Well, so I haven't seen sideshows yet, but maybe that'll be a little bit easier. Well, I mean, it's gonna take some time. I'm gonna have to think about it. I'm gonna have to look at all the different options and kind of make the call, but I'm pretty sure the Super7's pre-order is not gonna be the way I go with this one. All right, let's look at the thing. So initial thoughts, I think it looks pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of the stickers though. And so the sculpt, everything, I really dig on it. But I'm gonna do my nitpicks first, and then we just kind of glow on this. One, I get that they probably can't use the same exact stickers as the Playmates one, but that for me is a big part of it. So my hope is some enterprising third parties can come up with upscaled versions of the stickers for the party wagon that will match the ones that the vintage party wagon had, because that's what I want. The reason I love the Super7 line is that it evokes the feel and look of the original toys, which is what I'm all about. And so yeah, I really want stickers that look like the ones that came on my vintage party wagon. The side ones are fine. I don't love them. They're fine. But where I really don't dig it is the actual spoiler on the back. I just don't like that look, because the original one has that orange tail, and it's such an iconic piece of, I think, the party wagon, that I really want that. Again, I get they might not be able to because it's a Playmates thing. Even though I think they have to license it out from Playmates. Maybe Playmates is like, no, we don't want to give you that. So I totally understand. I'm not faulting them for this, but it's definitely going to lead. I'm not going to put this one on my party wagon. I'm definitely going to try, and hopefully somebody that's really good at making high quality stickers can make a sticker sheet that looks like the Playmates party wagon, because that's what I want on mine. So that's really my only gripe for this thing, because overall it looks fantastic. Everything about it, I think it has a bit of a cartoony look, but it also has the feel and look of the vintage one. Has the right colors. I dig the kind of the add-ons here. I love the pizza accessories that you could put on the tires. I think that's really cool. And I love that finally the top will open up like it did on the cartoon. I think that is amazing. It's something, if you want to nitpick on the original, It's just kind of flipped up, but now you can actually do it like it does on the cartoon show. And I love the interior as well. I love the couch cushions. I love how they, it looks all worn out or duct tape on it. I love the boombox accessory. There's just a lot to love here. I think they've obviously put in a ton of detail, and it's kind of, again, taking that original party wagon toy and giving us like its most fully realized take on it, which is what we want from the Ultimates line. It's what we want from, it's what we liked about Motu Classics. And I think it's what we've liked about this Super 7 line. So I love the flap that kind of shows the engine inside. The original one was just a sticker that had it on there. And again, I really, really dig the look. And, I can't wait till we get like a video from Super 7, from Brian, from somebody to kind of show us this in action. Because I think that'll again kind of give it a lot of good momentum. But again, it's just a bummer it's hit right now. How am I gonna afford it? It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. But there you go. The party wagon. Whew. All right, let's go back to the chat. See what you all are saying here. Bethany, must buy. I totally get that. John Rhodes said, I want it is too much for me. My wife said, get it, but I'm gonna pass. Wow, you got the permission from the missus, and you're still gonna pass. Okay, all right. JD Gibson, still more excited for the Thunder Tank. I'm more excited for this one. I've got the Thunder Tank on pre-order. It's going to be in my collection. But TMNT Ultimates from Super 7 is one of my favorite lines right now. Sure, there's some things I can nitpick. There's some things that I wish would be different on the line. And same for the present, how this pre-order is going to go and the price and everything like that. Yes, there's, but again, I'm not this company. I'm not making this. I don't know anything that goes into it. I'm sure they've done all their research. They've done everything they possibly can to try and make this as successful as possible. So, I'm just a toy collector and a toy fan just sharing my opinion. And I know full well they've thought of all these things and critiques that I've given it here. And I think it does look really good. But the price tag hurts. The price tag definitely hurts. Tommy at $450. It's so expensive. A Mac D, I want it, but too much for me. Comics 1017. Funny thing is, when I saw this today, I also got an email that my brand new actual car is ready. Hey, there you go. Congrats. An actual car is good. My car died, so I have no car right now. Driving my wife's old car, her old beater RAV4. But I work from home, so I don't really need a car at the moment. The Smashed Mauser is kind of ready. I dig that. I dig it a lot. I think it looks cool. Again, I think there's just so much here. And for me, the reason I love playsets, the reason I love vehicles is just expands your display in a really dynamic way. And if you've watched my toy room tours, you know how I like to set it up, and I love playsets and I love vehicles. And this is going to be such a great addition to the Super 7 TMNT Ultimates display. That's why I'm super excited about it. Could it have been cheaper? Could have been sold at a different time? Yeah. But I'm still going to try and find a way to make this thing happen because I want this more than the Thunder Tank. I don't want it more than the Proton Pack. Proton Pack is still number one. But this Party Wagon's second, and the Sky Striker that I'm also backing is probably third in that order. But I'm all in on the TMNT Ultimates line. I need this, especially for how I do my displays and how I set up my collection. But I totally get it. This is too much. I think it is too much. I want to try and find a way to pay it, but I totally understand for anybody out there it's gone too far in terms of when it's dropping and how much it is. No, if the Party Wagon is $500, how much is the Technodrome going to be? Expensive. 3 times this. It'd be like $1,500. I just think it's not cost effective. They would never do it just because it's just not cost effective. This is a great point. So we've talked about it here on the channel before. I love the back and forth between NECA and Super 7 here, right? I think they're challenging each other and they're making each other better. So I would love to see how I can't wait to see how NECA responds to this. Because they have to. They know that Super 7 was working on this. They weren't shy about it. They talked about it for a while. So I can't wait to see what NECA does. I agree with comics. I hope it's the news van. I don't need a cartoon version of the wagon. I would love a Channel 6 news van because I would buy it and I would add it to, my Ultimates display. But that's just me. Snake Mountain was, people are asking, Snake Mountain I think was $600, but I think they did that at a loss. They had to downscale it. It's not a vehicle. And like the Technodrome would have to have wheels that, well, it doesn't have to, but it would probably have to. I just don't see that. And again, that was a different time, right? You can say this is about the same price as the Thunder Tank, even though it's smaller than the Thunder Tank because of maybe one, licensing, and two, inflation and the cost of materials going up in the industry. I would foresee a sewer playset before I would see a Technodrome, just because I think it's too expensive. I agree with the right door decal in that pick. Yeah, again, they probably couldn't make the same sticker sheet because it's Playmates, or maybe Playmates didn't want to give it up because it's absolute. Maybe it's inspired by, but it's not the same. And I don't like any of them more than the originals. But again, luckily, it's a sticker. It's a sticker, which means we can either make our own or hopefully some enterprising people make some nice ones that we can put on this. And I know the people that are probably typing and ready to make comments right now. Oh, you have to pay $500. You have to buy your own sticker sheet. Totally get it. Totally get it. But that's what I want to do. And you can paint the clown makeup on my face. That's fine. But that's what I want to do. Neutrino's hot rod. Absolutely. For sure. And yeah, exactly. The comment is very different in the Motu Classics and Snake Mountain days. It's a different time in the game. But if the wagon's 500, the Technodrome would have to be $1,500, which again, it's just not. How many collectors out there could drop $1,500 on one thing? A really big thing that would need, one, a lot of space, and two, a lot of funds to make happen. I just don't think that happens. So, he's saying, I don't think it stinks. I really dig this party wagon. I just don't like these stickers. Which again, luckily, they're stickers. You just replace it with things that you do want. But it just looks a little weird. I need that orange background here on that back fin. That's just me. And I agree here with comics. The stickers allow you to customize it. Exactly. And that's again, kudos to Super7. Is that these things, if you don't like them, you don't have to put them on there. You make your own stickers. Do whatever you want and make it how you want it, which is great. Scott Baker just ordered his on BBTS. Good for you. That's probably the way I'm going, even though I've heard, and Scott, you can clarify, was it $125, $125 to pre-order it through BBTS? We'll see. Michael Palmer, man, December is just so rough. Yeah, absolutely. December is it's going to be brutal. Absolutely brutal. I've got arcade 1-ups. I've got the Hasbro Pulse stuff. This, and then my wife Colleen's gifts I gotta get, plus the kiddos. Luckily, we already did all the kiddo shopping, so we're good to go there. That's bought and paid for. Trying to get ahead of whatever supply constraints will happen down the road. But still, yeah, we'll see. I pre-ordered Santa on BBTS. Maybe he will bring a part. See, Mike D, you got the right idea. Ryan, TMNT fans are crazy. The Star Wars fans of the 90s, for the 90s, they'll pay big money for big playsets. That's true. But we just have to wait and see, I guess, if they ever have. I mean, we'll see. If this thing sells well, and if it sells well in this environment for collectors, then maybe they will go for it. Yeah, the back fin was orange in the 90s. Indeed, that's why I've been mentioning about the sticker sheet. I think it's almost obvious that Playmates didn't want to give them the original stickers or wouldn't let them use the original stickers. Maybe Nickelodeon too. If you notice, Nickelodeon's branded on this thing. So there's a lot more different interested parties that Super7 has to go through to do their turtle sets. They have to like sub-license out from Playmates. So, it was probably difficult, and they had to go this route to make this thing happen, which I'd rather have that than nothing at all. But again, luckily it's a sticker sheet and we can customize that if we need to. So yes, I think that's all I gotta say about that. Again, thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit. I've made a spreadsheet for all my pre-orders and I cried and got a drink. Good for that. It's a lot of us toy collectors right now. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Oh my goodness. Let's see. One survivor. Oh my god, I'm lucky over here in UK for 1705 deposit pre-order. That's interesting. Let me look real quick. Let's see. Let's see BBTS. Big Bad Toy Store. Let's see what they're. It's $50 more. Yeah, so 125 non-refundable down payment on that one if you go BBTS. When is it supposed to come out? That's a great question. That's a very good question. Did they even say? I assume next year at some point. Maybe next year. Maybe 2024. Let's see. Pre-order. Does this give any sense of when it's coming out? Nope. Nada. Let's look at their Instagram. See if they say it there. But my guess is probably a year and a half. You got to give them a year and a half of runtime. That would be my guess. Let's look it up. Boop, boop. Yeah, it just says pre-order. So I that's a detail to come. But I would say at least a year and a half runtime on this. That's about what they gave for the Thunder Tank, right? Oops. Stop that. There we go. So that'd be my guess. We'll see. First quarter of 2022. That's impossible. Where does it say first quarter of 2022? If they did that, that'd be insane. Unless they already had it ready to go. That's another possibility. It'll drop just in time for the 50th anniversary in 2037. Riley Bob, I always tell my wife, be happy I could be spending this money on drugs. Yes. Drugs might be cheaper at this point. I don't know. I don't do drugs. I don't know. I'm a nerd. Hopkins on rabbit tires. Not married, but my imaginary wife would heavily disapprove. I feel you there. I feel you there. Mine would absolutely disapprove. Luckily, she is not here right now. This is during the day, and she's not watching this. And hopefully, she doesn't watch it at all. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Fourth quarter of 2022. Is that official, John Rhodes? We'll see. We'll see if it actually ends up being that way. Hopefully it is, though. Hopefully it is. We'll see. We'll see how it all goes. Okay, so there you go. If you're watching this after the fact, drop in the comment section below. Are you all in? Do you think it was too expensive? Do you think it was released at the wrong time? Fourth quarter. Yeah, that's what BBTS says, but those can adjust too. Like how many times has those timelines been pushed back? But we'll see. We'll see when that is. Yes, minifigure collector. We just went through the shots on the inside, but you can find all of that on super7.com. I'll put a link down in the description below too. Entertainment Earth says January 2023. So it seems like these are, I don't want to say guesstimates, but they're estimates. So my guess is that you have to at least give this thing a year and a half, just based on who knows what the supply chain will look like then. Maybe it'll be better. I mean, just who knows? I would say at least a year and a half on this thing. HasLab stuff is a year and a half. And we'll just see. I got a wrong time for my marriage. Hang in there, Kevin. Hang in there, Kevin. Let's see. Jonathan Nichols, love Geek Dad Life. Thanks for awesome content. Thank you. Thank you for joining us for this. And Robert, I think I'm out on TMNT Ultimates. I need to choose between Ultimates, Joe's, and TMNT. Yeah, I totally understand that. I know. I think I was Bearded Toy Guy. We're talking, and he's dropping the Silverhawks line because you have to pick and choose eventually. And I know that'll be the case for some TMNT Ultimates fans. But for me, TMNT Ultimates is a priority toy line I'm collecting right now. So I need to have this for sure. All right. That'll do it for this live episode of Geek Dad Life. Join me later tonight on Yes Have Some. Toy Anxieties, usually Tuesday nights at 9:30 p.m. I'll be joining I believe Ryan, if you post, I know Ryan and maybe some others, maybe because the rest of the crew have been in New York living it up. They got the high C ecto cooler. That's all I know. I'm really jealous. But luckily I still have mountains of that stuff from 2016. Yeah, make sure to hit that like button. 100 people hit that. Yeah, hit it right now. Hit that like button if you haven't done it yet. But yeah, definitely hang out with me later tonight on Yes Have Some. John and I will be back for Toy Geeks later this week. Some more videos. Maybe I'll do a live Ghostbuster unboxing tomorrow. I still have some Plasma series figures I gotta get to. So just be on the lookout. Hit the subscribe button and that bell icon to make sure you don't miss the latest episode of Geek Dad Life. We'll see you all next time. Hasta luego and goodbye.